Hello everyone, I'm here with another video. So originally I wasn't planning on making this into a video, but as I was working on my blog as well as this project, I wanted to show more art and maybe yap some too. So after posting my first blog post for my character Alora's biography and sharing her backstory, then my friend Phoenix had some questions about the lion tamers and I got really inspired. For anyone who doesn't know, in a world I have created with some friends called Eudaimonia, then my kingdom Luminaria has a main threat called the Dark Circus, which is a criminal organization that is very powerful and works in the shadows and is deeply tied to the hardships of my OCs. The Lion Tamers are a family group of assassins, each one named after the color schemes of their designs. The dad Azure, blue, the mom Violet, purple, and the daughter Crimson, who I haven't given a real name yet, but I'm thinking of naming her Elena. Her circus name, though, is Crimson Blade. Crimson is the character in this first time lapse. She is the mother of 3 other OCs, one being Iris, who is a character I've featured on Instagram a couple of times. I'm still insanely proud of Iris's introduction comic I did back in 2022. It had some lore involving Crimson and another OC of mine named Althea. When doing this illustration, I adjusted Crimson's character design. I wanted to add some details I've had in my head. For example, originally in the comic, she was meant to be a white woman who looked like an old superhero OC I had named Victoria, or Red Tiger, who is a martial artist with a red and black color scheme. But later on, I wanted to separate the characters and make Crimson entirely her own, as I made her Latina. Also, I thought gold would complement the warmth in her design, her skin tone, her brown eyes, and the brown hair. Although she kind of ended up looking like Carmen Sandiego, which was by accident, but I find it funny. And as I was drawing her, I also wanted to play into the consistent theme I have had for the Dark Circus members, many of them having a playing card theme. Crimson's is Diamonds. Another Dark Circus character is named Ace, and he is pretty self-explanatory, he's the ace. Jester is the Fool. Gwendolyn, a character mentioned in my last blog post, is the Queen, and the ringleader is the King. Also, I am not sure if it was intentional, but Phoenix's OC she has tied to the Dark Circus is Lucky, his symbol being the 4-leaf clover, which reminds me of the club's playing card symbol, which I find so interesting, and so I decided to make the club's playing card symbol a symbol of his dad. So the reason Crimson is crying and seemingly angry in this art piece is due to her complicated life. She was raised in the Dark Circus in a life of crime. She never saw that what she was doing was wrong because it was how she was raised. Alora, who used to be a knight in her career, fought Violet, Crimson's mother. And in Alora's last battle, it seemed as though she killed Violet, which filled Crimson with a lot of hurt and rage. Later on, Alora and her husband, in their retirement, do kill Azure, Crimson's father, but it was for their survival and safety. After some years, Crimson falls in love with a muscle man in the circus. I haven't given him a name yet, but they have 2 kids together, including Iris. But some events occur which forces one of her kids to be taken from her and her love to be killed. This will be revealed later on. Alright, so I decided to also have a time lapse of an art piece I did a couple of weeks ago of a character named Jester, or her real name, Primrose. Jester is an assassin like Crimson, and was also raised in the Dark Circus. There are 3 generations in the circus. To make things easier to understand, Crimson is Gen 2, and Jester is Gen 3. So Jester is the daughter of the ringleader. She has a twin sister named Sophia. But Jester was raised to be a ruthless killer, manipulated and abused into following every order from her father and Aradia. To friends, I call her Spider Lady. It just has a lot to do with her character. She reminds me of a spider. She is the second in command. Prim and Jester are like 2 different entities, metaphorically speaking. When Prim puts on the mask, she is not herself. She only knows to follow orders, much like a robot. She is programmed. Prim is terrified of Jester. She hates killing, but at times Jester is brought out of her when deeply upset or angry. I'm excited to showcase more of the imagery I have in my head. But one symbolism I am excited for is when in the final battle with the Dark Circus, when it happens, then I imagine her mask breaking in half. And it is deeply tied to the actions she will take in that moment as Jester and Prim become one entity in that moment. Prim is acting by her own accord, but has the ruthlessness of Jester. In Jester's character design, I imagined a similar color scheme to Crimson with the gold, red, and black. But I imagined Jester's red being more orange in tone in certain areas. For the costume, I wanted to show how sweet and cute she is on the inside, but also making her a little unsettling in the dark. When in costume, she acts ruthlessly, but is still a little mischievous in the sense that she will mess with her victims. If things do not go her way, then she becomes very angry and reckless. Some symbols I wanted in her design were stars and hearts. They are cute and soft symbols, and hearts felt right with the consistent theme of the playing cards. I love the big pom-poms on her hat and skirt thing. I'm not sure what it is called, but for the background, I was trying to make a hall of mirrors. I just hope that it translated well enough. Primrose is really cute and silly when she's just hanging out in the Dark Circus hideout. She looks up to Lucky like an older brother, who Lucky is Phoenix's OC, who I was talking about, who he is the older brother of Iris. So, Primrose is also friends with the gentle giant OC I have named Atticus, and I'll be sharing more about him as I brainstorm him. He's still one of my newest OCs. In fact, I think he is the newest. Yeah. I really loved making this video. It was very spontaneous, but that's kind of how I work with a lot of my art. I just get randomly bursts of inspiration and I just have to create before it's gone. So I hope you guys enjoyed and enjoy the rest of the video.